It is August 21st, 1984. This is Joe Todd and an interview with Mr. Lloyd Merrill.
Yeah.
Mr. Merrill, where were you born?
Highway.
Highway. And when's your birthday?
Well, 29th of April. What?
In what year?
Well, I can't remember that. But I'm 80 years old.
Are you 80?
I'm past 80.
The lady said she thought you were 90.
Well, she's right. What I say, 80? I meant 90.
Okay.
I was 83, and then on my last birthday, and then for 90, I'm 90 years old, or past 90.
Yeah. Who was your father?
Perry Merrill. Perry Elijah Merrill. Perry E. Merrill.
Where was he from?
Well, he was from Iowa down here.
Okay. And who was your mother?
Eunice F. Merrill. Eunice Francis Merrill.
Okay. How come your family came to Oklahoma?
Well, I don't know how it come they come to Oklahoma, but they didn't like it up there in Iowa, and we came to Oklahoma, and people were homesteading then around everywhere, you know. And the wife had two sisters that wanted a homestead, so we went down by Mutual. There was no Mutual there then, of course, and picked out, there was three of them homesteaded right there in a row. And the folks built a little dugout there. And the wife and I then, we went out and picked up cow chips around in the pastures, took pitchforks and piled them up in piles, and Daddy went then to the team and wagon and hauled them up, and we used them for firewood, to keep us from freezing.
How big was the dugout?
Oh, I don't know, probably 12 or 14, I imagine. I wasn't old enough to pay much attention to the size of it.
Yeah. How old were you when you came to Oklahoma?
Well, I don't know. I don't remember how old I was.
Tell me some of the chores you did around the farm.
Well,
Besides,
one of the chores we did, my sister and I walked down of an evening to our neighbor's stump and got milk. They had a milk cow, and we didn't have any milk cow. And we go down, walk down there, it was pretty near a mile, walk down there and with our bucket and get a bucket of milk. I don't know how much the bucket held, but I know it held more than a gallon. And we'd go down about every evening and get milk.
what else would you do on the farm?
Huh?
What else would you do on the farm?
Oh, I don't remember of anything else really to be done on the farm. Tried to keep things cleaned up around.
What kind of crops did your father raise on the farm?
Well, he first raised kaffir corn first, and then milo and kaffir corn. The crops they raised then first, early days.
Is kaffir corn more of a cattle feed or what?
Well, it was at that time, but it got to where the milo was richer grain than kaffir corn. Kaffir was a white crop.
How many acres did you have in milo and kaffir corn?
Oh, I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. No bigger than I was how many acres there was anyway.
Did you help plow?
No, not down there.
Mm-hmm. Where were you living when you first started plowing, when you were big enough?
I plowed this 40 acres right over here where they're playing golf.
Mm-hmm. When did you move over there?
The folks lived out 5 miles south then. And I camped over here and plowed that with a team of mules and a walking plow.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a tent there that I stayed in and did my own batching.
Mm-hmm. Do you prefer plowing with mules or horses?
Huh?
Do you prefer plowing with mules or horses?
Well, I like the mules better.
How come?
Well, I don't know, but then they would just a little bit stand more abuse, you might say. Stand more hard work than horses.
Mm-hmm. Did you have to go to the war, World War One?
Well, I didn't. The way it was, I didn't have to go. I enlisted in the Navy. I would have had to go if I hadn't enlisted.
When did you enlist? What year?
Oh, I don't remember now.
What did you do in the Navy? What was your job?
Huh?
What was your job in the Navy?
Well, I was just CPA, Certified Public Accountant.
Where were you stationed?
Well, part of the time I was here and there and everywhere else. I said I enlisted. I enlisted in the Navy,
Mm-hmm.
and they moved me around different places. And I was north and south. That is, I wasn't very far north because I figured it was too cold for me north. But I was east and west and south, and put in some time around those different places.
Mm-hmm. What was your favorite place to be stationed?
Oh, I don't remember. There wasn't a favorite then.
Did you go overseas?
No.
So you stayed in the
I
U.S.?
stayed in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember Armistice Day?
Yeah.
Tell me about that day.
Well, it was come Armistice Day, why everything just closed down and we all went ashore. The ones that wasn't ashore, we all went ashore and they had different entertainments, fireworks and one thing another. But I can remember the Armistice Day was a holiday.
Mm-hmm. Where were you stationed then at that time?
Oh, I don't remember now. They moved me around so fast. I don't know what I was, where I was stationed that day.
Mm-hmm. How come they moved you so much?
Well, I don't know. I was at their mercy, and if what they wanted to move me, why they moved me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was on the water, you know,
Yeah.
seaman.
Do you remember Statehood Day?
No, I don't remember anything about Statehood Day.
Mm-hmm. What about the Depression of 1907?
Huh?
The Depression of 1907?
I don't know. Depression was different. It was afterwards. The Depression was.
What did you do during those years?
Oh, just different things on the water, you know. Anything that needed to be done on the water, why, we done it.
Mm-hmm.
I had a company commander, and whatever he said do, I do.
Mm-hmm. What else did you do besides being a CPA?
Well, I don't know. Different things that had to keep up doing.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing one thing we had to do was shine the officer's shoes. That had to be done, regardless.
What else?
Oh, I guess that's all. I don't remember.
You swabbed the deck?
Oh, I did sometimes, but not very often.
What kind of ship were you on?
I was on 2 or 3 different ships. I don't remember the name.
But you never went over to Europe?
Huh?
You never went overseas?
No, I never went over.
Tell me about the Depression in the 1930s and the dust storms.
Well, as long as I know, it was just hard times, and everybody was out of money. It was hard to make a living because everybody was in debt.
Did you make it okay?
Yes, sure, I'm here, ain't I?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I got by all right.
Were you on the farm out here? Is that where you lived?
Yes, I've lived out there a lot of times. My folks lived out there first, and I lived out there. I lived 3 miles east and 3 south of here last.
Can you describe a dust storm? What did the dust storm look like?
Well, it just looked like a big roller coming along, black clouds rolling. Just looked like they was rolling on the ground.
How long would a dust storm last?
How
many hours or days would a dust storm last?
I don't remember how many. Probably 2 or 3 hours. I don't remember those things.
Yeah. Do you remember the tornado of 1947?
Yes, I sure do.
Tell me about that.
Well, we heard that thing a-roaring. That's when we lived out there on Indian Creek, the Marion Day Ranch. And we heard that a-roaring, and then it come in. It was formed in south of us in sagebrush country. And it come north then. And I remember Daddy watched it until we got on our place, and we all dove down in the cave. And we could tell when it went over by the sound of it. And when we come out of the cave, why, we had some big trees there close to the house, and that was a sod house we lived in then. But when we come out of the house, why, Daddy had a team of well-matched, bald-faced sorrel horses, and one of them was standing there with his leg broke, just flopping like that. Had to have the neighbor come and kill him. And then we went down along the creek, and we had 3 or 4 cows. I don't remember how many. One of them just had her hind legs just all twisted up. She had to be killed too. So that
was a tornado of 1912?
I don't remember the date.
Yeah. What about the big tornado that hit Woodward, the great big one here? Remember that?
It hit Woodward. It went up just as soon as it hit the river. That's the one that went up. It went up. But it come across our place out there.
Well, I think we have a good interview.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember a lot of things. Of course, if I'd have made up my mind to at the time, I probably could have made a notation of them, but I was damn glad to forget them.
Okay, well, sir, thank you.
Yeah, okay.